Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I want to turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? And make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? And make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? And make profits.
That TTG money gang,
And making profits.
we some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I sure did. We just celebrated my daughter's first birthday is the 30th. And we actually just yesterday had her first birthday party. It had 128 people at my house. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. You know, we had a really great time. Let me switch it to this. We had a really great time. But I'm stoked. I'm excited for this week. I'm excited to kind of get things underway. You know, last week I was obviously, busy with a bunch of stuff, getting ready for the party and everything else. And now this week is really when I think, we're going to see some fireworks. I really do. The markets have been ripping higher. We're at new all-time highs. We've got all your Mag 7 earnings this week. You got Apple, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft. You got a new trade deal with the European Union. Futures are gapping up to new all-time highs. I mean, this market is just relentless and unstoppable. So we're going to talk about how we're going to make some money this week. I've got trade ideas written down on my handy-dandy trusty notebook. Yes, I'm old school. I still use good old paper and pen for all my trade ideas and my notes. We're going to go over how I'm going to make money this week. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you guys my exact game plan. I went over, did some research this weekend with the AI and with Mari. I've got some really great trading plans that are set up. We're going to build that, watch us out. I'm going to share it with you guys all right here on this live stream. So welcome. My name is Michael Edward Paranati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. I am thrilled to have you guys all here with us tonight. You have to understand True Trading Group literally exists to help you guys to learn faster, trade smarter, and profit sooner. That is exactly what we're going to do tonight on this live stream. Of course, TTG is proud to be powered by the NASDAQ, Benzinga, OpenAI, TradingView, DataBento, Unusual Whales, and a few others. You see, TTG is an award-winning platform. We actually received the 2024 Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. That's Mari. And TTG is a platform that is built on education, backed by experience, strategies that are proven by success, tools that actually think, and every single part of it customized and built around you. The AI platform that we have at True Trading Group is one that is unique to the individual user. It takes into account your strengths, your weaknesses, your interests, your style, your strategy, your risk tolerance, okay? And will help you guys, your strengths and weaknesses as well, and will help give you different responses and tailored responses that are going to be most conducive to you and what you are looking for, not just a blanket cookie cutter template response that you're going to get no matter who it is that's asking that question. And that's one of the reasons why so many of our members are having success with that. I'm going to talk a lot more about that here tonight on this live. So no matter who you are, what you trade, no matter how much experience you have or how much money you have or don't have, okay, this is TTG exists to help you guys to make money, and that is exactly what we do here and what we're going to do here this week as well. Members of True Trading Group are part of something very special. I couldn't be any more proud to be on this journey with each and every single one of them. So hope you guys are ready to roll your sleeves up tonight, get down to business. We got some great content on deck for the trading game plan this week. If this is your first time hanging out on the True Trading Group YouTube channel, do yourself a favor, subscribe. Okay, I do these live streams throughout the week. I share with you my thoughts, my analysis, my trade ideas, positions I'm in, positions I'm getting into. I'm not a Monday morning quarterback. I don't come on after the fact and tell you, look at what happened. I tell you exactly what I think is going to happen and what positions I'm going to be getting into. I stick my neck out there on the line each and every single night and tell you what I think is going to happen, not what has already happened. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button like you just hit your biggest trade ever. And of course, turn on your notifications. Okay, make sure you are notified every time that I go live on this YouTube channel, because you just never know the golden nuggets that we're dropping on this network and on this channel is something that could help you guys make money maybe as early as tomorrow. And you might be wondering why you should listen or care about anything it is that I discuss on this YouTube channel. Listen, I'm going to be dead honest with you. I don't think you should listen to what I say on here because I believe that I'm the world's greatest trader. I don't believe that I'm the world's greatest trader. I don't have a 100% win rate. The moderators and I collectively as a group in True Trading Group have maintained a cumulative win rate on all of our executions of just around 80% now, going on roughly the last 5 or 6 years. All of our trade executions are kept track of and they're loaded up onto the TTG website under our trader history for everyone to see. Every buy, every take profit, every stop loss, every green, every red, every break-even trade, all there for you guys with the timestamp, so you know exactly what the moderators and I are doing. Full transparency here at True Trading Group. We are an open book. So the reason why I think that you should pay attention to what I talk about on this channel, again, not because I have a 100% win rate, because I do not because I believe that I'm the world's greatest trader. I'm a damn good one, but I don't think that I'm the world's best. I think you should pay attention here is because I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. I didn't have to watch YouTube videos and sit in Discord chats to learn. I began my trading career right out of college. My very first job working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. While there, they had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. And then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the huge stock market crash. But it's also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, and I'm the co-founder and the head trader of True Trading Group, and along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff, we have helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. True Trading Group is a global community. We have over 10,000 members in 115 different countries. We day trade. We swing trade. We cover long-term portfolio investing. We do stocks, options, crypto, futures, you name it, we trade it. There's something here for everyone. So again, no matter what you are doing at this time, I want you to make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you're watching this video live. You should see a red dot at the bottom left of your screen. If you do not see a red dot, that means that you are watching this video delayed. So I want to make sure you guys click the word live, and that'll bring you right up to speed. So you guys are going to be watching this content in real time. Speaking of real time, let's do a quick little futures check on the back of this news with the European Union. And we are still green, but off slightly from the open. We were up as much as 0.4% on futures. We're now up about 0.3% on futures as we are trading near this session low right now, but we had the big gap up. Market futures opened 53 minutes ago, and now we're just sitting here 64.43.50, up around 0.3% on S&P futures. All right. So as we kind of roll into this week, we got some news that we have to talk about, which just took place here just over the last couple of hours here on this Sunday. Here's my boy Fade Doctor. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a nice weekend. Says, for those who have not joined TTG, please stop doing yourselves a disservice. I made the money that it cost me to join using Mari. That's our award-winning AI platform. Using Mari the very first week, I listened to the mods and then I made even more. That's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Smooth Brain says, want to learn? You found the place. This is the best AI in the game. My boy Elite Party DJ Michael, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Says, this is the place to be. I see my TTG fam is out in full force here on this Sunday evening. What's up, ladies and gents of the TTG fam? And a big shout out and a big welcome to all of our non-members that are on the YouTube stream with me here now. Make sure you stick around. I'm telling you, subscribe to the channel, hang out, smash that like button. I'm going to give you guys my top trade ideas for the week here right now. But before we hit on those top trade ideas, let's talk about this news, because the markets are gapping up to new all-time highs. If the markets were to open right where we sit right now, we're going to open up at a new all-time high. A lot can change in the next several hours. I mean, you're talking about, we still got a ways to go. It's only 7 p.m. Eastern, right? Markets are going to open up till 9:30 a.m. A lot can happen in the overnight session. But you know, we've been in this tremendous rally mode off of that April low, and the markets continue to make new all-time highs. Every single support level that the markets have pulled back into since making that new all-time high, every single support level so far that's been tested has held and pushed the markets higher. That is a sign and indication that you're of a pretty strong market move and a pretty strong directional momentum move when you have primary support levels hold and push to the new subsequent high. So a lot of times during rallies, you'll have pullbacks that will break one support level, hold your secondary support level, and then continue. A lot of what we've seen so far in this move higher in the last couple of weeks is that first support level is holding and then pushing the markets back up to new all-time highs. I do think that the markets are starting to get a little ahead of themselves, and the markets are starting to get a little to a point where we're getting overbought. We've got earnings coming up here on some of the Mag 7s that I'm a little cautious on some of the earnings that we have coming up. I'm cautious on Meta. I'm cautious on Microsoft, not on the earnings themselves. I don't think the earnings themselves are going to be bad, but I just think that these stocks are up so much. And I just feel like I've taken a look around. I've seen some of these other companies that have reported earnings. And even though the earnings have been good, some of these stocks have fallen 2, 5, 6% after earnings just from pure profit taking. Okay. It's just pure profit taking from some of these names. Like Netflix was kind of the prime culprit, had really good earnings. They raised guidance for the next quarter. They raised guidance for the full year. Stock still went down 5%. You couldn't ask for a better report. They beat on the top and bottom line and they raised guidance. What more could you possibly want? But the stock is up so much and it's such a crowded long that there just weren't that many more people left that don't already own the stock. And some people took profit and the stock dropped 5%. I think you have a similar chance of that I think you have a chance of something similar happening with some of these Mag 7 names. Not all of them, but some of them. And we'll talk about the Mag 7 stocks again. This week is Meta, Microsoft on, I believe, Wednesday. And then Amazon, Apple, I believe, are on Thursday. I got to check the dates. Don't 100% quote me on that. I'm pretty sure those are the dates for those names. But we're going to talk about what I think those stocks are all going to do. Okay. Wow. Rocky Mountain High says, I am selling my businesses to trade full time. Yes. Yes, Rocky Mountain High. Oh, that's amazing news. Congratulations. Stuff like that makes me so incredibly happy. Stuff like that makes me so happy. Congratulations, man. Congrats. Oh, man, that's incredible. Just Patience cases. I created the trifecta prompt with Mari. I'm dying to try it out tomorrow. That's awesome. Yeah, the trifecta is basically one of our moderators, Jason Simmons, a professor, who just shout out to Simmons, man, hosted an amazing Red to Green workshop yesterday. Everyone that attended that Red to Green workshop with Jason Simmons, give a shout out here inside chat. Now, Simmons is one of our moderators, just you guys that are new. True Trading Group, it's not just me. I know I'm the person you see on this live stream, but there's 8 other professional traders that are moderators at TTG, one of them being Jason Simmons, the professor. And he held an open workshop this weekend with everybody using our AI tools and resources and how to implement that into your trading and working on, different things to ask it and working on different capabilities for different types of trading styles. And it was a lot. It was a banger of a workshop. I got so many messages from members talking about how thankful they were of Simmons giving all the time that he did on the weekend. And it was totally free. It's not something that people have to pay for. It was just totally free. I think it was from like 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. I think it was on Saturday. And I know a lot of members are eager to get to work tomorrow and start putting the AI to work. So I know that, there you go. There's a bunch of members I see commenting, talking about how great it was. Yeah, it's awesome, man. That's fantastic. I love to see it. I'm glad you guys really enjoyed it. And big shout out to Simmons for putting on, as always, a hell of a live workshop and a hell of a live training. So really exciting stuff. With that all being said, markets continuing to make new all-time highs. Deal with the European Union. Let's talk about that. Deal with the European Union. So they're coming into the whole trade negotiations. There were two groups or two countries that I felt were really the driving force behind how this tariff situation was going to go. And that was China and a unified European Union. Why China and a unified European Union? Because they're really the only, I say country, but the European Union and China, they're the only two economies that really would be able to put up any type of a fight in a trade war with the United States. Okay. These other countries like Canada or Mexico or Brazil or they can't, Vietnam or the Philippines, or none of these countries can really stand a back and forth tit for tat trade war with the United States. They're not large enough. China is, and a unified Europe is. If a couple countries were to break apart and fight and others don't, then forget it. You need a unified Europe. They could go back and forth the United States, and China could go back and forth the United States. We just got news this weekend that China and the United States are extending the delay of their tariffs for another 90 days while they continue their negotiations. And then you just got a deal announced with the European Union as Trump met with the president of the European Union when he was in Scotland, and the two of them just announced earlier today a deal that puts a 15% tariff on all European goods. There was also a commitment made from the European Union to purchase $750 billion worth of United States energy to lessen their dependence on Russia. So it seems like they've kind of learned their lesson after what happened in 2022 when Russia-Ukraine war and Russia kind of cut off a lot of those natural gas lines and oil pipelines into Europe. You saw electricity prices and energy prices skyrocket in Europe. We have a lot of European members, obviously, and specifically in the UK, saw energy prices absolutely skyrocket during that time. And it's part of the reason why we've seen such a big push into nuclear energy, even prior to the AI demand. But even prior to that, nuclear energy was on the rise because of trying to break away from the dependence on Russia. So $750 billion of energy is supposed to be purchased. A few $100 billion of military equipment is supposed to be purchased from the United States. And there was also, I think, a $600 billion investment into the United States from the European Union. So it's a good deal. Markets liked it. It's nice to get the European Union and the United States not seeing that trade war get worse, or not seeing it, escalate or anything like that. So it's nice to see, the two leaders there be able to come to an agreement, and the markets like it. And the markets like it as we're, futures market opened up and we're gapping up to new all-time highs. Now still sitting here up 0.3%. So as you take a look from like the news headlines, and you take a look at the news cycle, there really isn't anything on the news front to really upset this market right now. What I think we're probably setting up for is, we're going to finish out, obviously, the month of July. You're going to finish that out with a green month of July, which I think this is the 11th green July in a row. I think it may be 10. It's either 10 or 11, I believe. Years in a row now where the month of July was green. The month of July is actually the best performing month for the S&P historically. And then you have the worst performing month, which I believe is September. that's coming up. So I actually still think you're going to get a pullback into the fall, like September, October. I still think that actually the markets are going to be red those months, and we're going to position for that inside of True Trading Group, and we'll use Mari to identify some high quality short opportunities during that time as there's a little bit of profit taking kicks in on this market rally. But after that pullback in the fall, I think it's time to buy. I think it's time to get long that pullback as you look then for an end of the year rally, depending on what happens with, I expect 2 rate cuts going into the end of the year. And as long as inflation does not accelerate, I would expect the markets to then bounce back and rally back into the end of the year. So that's where we kind of sit right now. So that was the news that we got this weekend with the European Union and the delay or the extension of the delay with China and those tariffs. So from a news headline standpoint, from a tariff and from a trade perspective, there's nothing that from right now is upsetting the market. Everything's been going kind of according to plan. Everything's been going kind of as good as you could have thought. And the markets are reacting in that way as you're making now these new all-time highs. That turns the focus to earnings. And I like that. I like that the market doesn't have to worry about the trade headline this week because there's going to be plenty of headlines with regards to earnings. You're going to get the bulk of the S&P reporting earnings this week. Okay, the biggest companies in the market are reporting this week: Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon. Okay. Now, the only other company whose earnings are going to be more important than those is NVIDIA, and NVIDIA doesn't report for a couple of weeks. So really this week is going to really kind of set the tone here for this earnings season. And I'm a little cautious on how I think those stocks are going to react to those earnings. And there's a couple of trade ideas that I have with you guys, and I'll just kind of preface that with, I don't position myself going into the earnings. I will take my trades after the company reports their earnings. I don't like positioning going into earnings because I feel like it's a little bit of a crapshoot. I don't have an advantage. Okay, I could think a company's going to beat on their earnings and they're going to raise guidance and the stock can still go down. Just like what happened with Netflix. Netflix had great earnings. They beat, they raised, stock still went down. So I feel like it's a little bit of a crapshoot when you're reporting earnings. I don't like to position myself for that. I like to wait, see what the earnings are, check the market's reaction, and then use that information to then place trades off of some key levels. And I like trading a stock the day after earnings and the 1, 2, 3 days after earnings. I like that far better than getting into a position going into earnings. So I will not be in any long or short positions on Apple, Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon going into the earnings number. But you better bet your ass after those companies report, I'm going after them those next couple of days. And we'll talk about the ideas and everything that we have coming up there. What about Canada not getting a deal? It doesn't really. I'm not trying to. We have literally Canada is our second largest user base. It's obviously the United States, then Canada, then I think the UK, I believe, is number 3. When you look at, how many members we have because we have members in 114 now, I think it is. I think it's 114 different countries. But Canada's just not that big of a deal. Canada is not a large economy. The companies that matter most in the eyes of the stock market is China and the European Union. It's just, I still do think that the US and Canada will get something done. But the two that I care most about is China and the European Union. If you can knock the European Union out of the way, that just leaves you then with China. And I don't think China is going to be an easy deal. I'm not surprised they extended the 90-day pause because the 90-day pause is, the US-China trade deal is going to be the most complex deal of them all. It's probably one of the few deals that's going to have a lot more topics. There's going to be more topics in the US-China trade deal that are not trade related than there are trade related. There's so many different parts of that, and it's going to take a while. I think it took 6 months in 2018 for them to come to some type of an agreement, 6 to 8 months, whatever it was. So I don't expect that to be something that we're going to get done anytime soon. I expect those negotiations to continue, but it is a good sign that they're getting. It is a good sign that they're getting the European Union out of the way, and that's a really great sign. Okay. So we've got some really good trade ideas here kind of set up here for us coming into this week. I wanted to update you guys on some of that news. And again, just a huge shout out to all the members that attended that Red to Green workshop this weekend, and a big shout out to Simmons, who held that workshop utilizing the AI. Those of you that attended, scale of 1 to 5, 5 being awesome, 1 being total waste of your time. Those of you that attended this weekend with the AI training, sound it off in chat, 1 to 5, 5 being awesome. You loved it. Can't wait to get to work this week. 1 being a total complete waste of time. If you attended that workshop this weekend, sound it off in chat, 1 to 5. You tell me how it went. I love to hear about it. Unfortunately, I was not able to be there. I had my daughter's first birthday party on Saturday, so I was not able to participate, was not able to attend, but I know that there were hundreds and hundreds of people that were logging in, throughout the course of that Saturday. I think we might have even had, well over 1,000 people, unique people that logged in. So, here we go. Look at this, 4.5, 5, 5, 5. My boy Faye Doctor says 50. 5, 5, 5 was total great use of my time. 5. Stephanie goes 5, 5, 5. JP says 5. A lot of people here saying, "Bro, I love it. I love to see that." This is what it's all about. Oh, the birthday party was awesome, Elizabeth. Maybe I'll share some pictures in chat. But the birthday party was awesome. But yeah, this is what it's all about. This is what True Trading Group is all about. You're seeing all these members saying how great that the AI training was. This is what TTG is all about. I want you guys to understand True Trading Group is a platform. It is a fintech platform that is designed to help retail traders to learn faster, trade smarter, and profit sooner. No matter what your experience level is, no matter how much money you have, doesn't matter what trading style that you guys use. We have completely integrated AI into our entire platform to help our members to make money. That is it. It is the bottom line. That is all that we care about. I don't care about anything other than our members becoming successful and our members making money. There is a reason why we have partnerships and agreements with companies like the NASDAQ, Benzinga, OpenAI, Unusual Whales, TradingView, DataBento. There's a reason why all of these companies work with TTG in the capacity that they do. There's a reason why we received the Benzinga FinTech Chairman's Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. There are reasons for all of these things, and that reason is very simple. The members of True Trading Group are making money. They are becoming successful. They are reaching their goals. And anyone that is on this live stream that is searching endlessly for some type of tool, some type of resource that can guide them through their trading and investing decisions with accuracy, with consistency, okay, and with complete personalized information and responses, look no further. That is exactly what members of True Trading Group are accomplishing on a daily basis. And don't believe me because I just say it. Believe members because they say it. I'll ask members of True Trading Group, do me a favor. Type the number 1 if you are a member and you are making money because of TTG and the AI technology that we have implemented, the AI platform, Mari. If you guys are making money with True Trading Group, if you are becoming better traders, type the number 1 in chat right now. And I want you to keep typing the number 1 in chat right now. If Mari, our AI, if it has made your lives easier, if it has made your trading simpler, if it has made your profits more consistent, if it has made your goals far more reachable and you're now attaining those goals and moving forward and setting new ones, type the number 1 if that is the case. I need people to understand that are not part of this community. When you join TTG, you are not joining a chat room that has courses and trade alerts, and that's it. Yes, we have all of those things. Yes, they're great. The courses, awesome. Our chat room, fantastic. The moderators and I, amazing traders, great track record, excellent performance, great trade alerts. But you are also getting access to industry-leading technology. You are getting access to Mari, our AI trading co-pilot. That's going to help guide you through every single course of the day. That's going to know you and give you responses that are personalized for you, the individual, that are most conducive to what you are looking to accomplish. You're going to get access to Benzinga Pro's newsfeed. You're going to get TradingView's premium charting software, unusual options activity, dark pool data, short data, congressional trading data, 1,000 hours inside of our video library. All of these things are included with your membership when you join True Trading Group. You don't have to pay anything extra for these things. They are all included. Now, our AI has different levels and tiers based on how serious that you want to be. Okay, it's like, think about it. We have our AI Core, we have our AI Plus, and we have our AI Pro. Is the AI Plus, does it suck just because we have an AI Pro? No, you got to think of it like AI Plus is like a BMW and an Audi. AI Pro is like a Ferrari and a Lamborghini. Does that mean that BMWs and Audis suck? No, they're still great cars. They still get you to where they want to go, but they're sure as hell not a Ferrari. You'd rather have I think you'd rather have a Ferrari in your driveway than maybe an A4 or maybe a 3 Series, right? Doesn't mean they're not good cars, okay? But we have different levels to that stuff, and like obviously AI Pro is an additional fee and is an additional cost. But you guys get access to the AI when you guys become an annual member of True Trading Group. So all these things are part of your annual membership, and it's what's helping our members to make money, and that is all that matters, guys. That is all that matters, okay? That is what True Trading Group is built for, is what it exists to be able to help you guys do. It's what our members are achieving on a daily basis. How many people are on the live show right now that are not members? I'm just curious here. If you're not a member of TTG, can you do me a favor and just type the letters TTG? Actually, just type TTG in chat right now. Just type the letters like TTG. Just type the letters TTG if you guys are not part of the community yet. I say yet because I think that someday you will. A lot of members that are part of TG now, I mean, all of them, because the only marketing really that we do is just me talking to you guys about the membership on this live stream. But, all of our members were once just viewers of the YouTube stream, and now they're members of TTG. And with over 10,000 members in 115 different countries or 114 different countries, I'm pretty confident that you guys are going to decide that you want to become members as well. We got David McAllister. What's up, brother? Welcome back. Mark Oppenheim. We got Sean. We got we got Peter, MK, Janet. Beautiful. So we had a lot of people here that are not members of the community here just yet. I love to see it. All right. Welcome, all of you. I appreciate you guys spending your Sunday evening with me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't miss out on any more of these lives. I still have to go over my trade ideas with you. I have them written down here. We're going to go over my expectations, my entries, my exits, exactly the stocks I'm focused on. We got Peter's here as well. Welcome, guys. But here's what I'm going to do before I get into my trade ideas for the week. I'm going to challenge everyone that's typing the letters TTG. So Jeff, Caldwell, okay, Ostroff, Sterling. I'm going to challenge everybody because I know you're probably. I'm going to listen. Let's call it what it is. Let's be real. Some of you are probably thinking to yourself, "This guy's totally full of shit." I'm sure some of you maybe deep down are probably thinking that maybe you've had a bad experience with other groups or other platforms in the past. So I don't fault you for it. I don't blame you. I don't take it personal. I'm not upset at your skepticism. I'm really not. You should be skeptical because AI is a cool buzzword right now that everybody's throwing around. But True Trading Group has spent over 2.5 years, 7 figures of capital investment, thousands of hours of man hours, going through and building out the AI platform and technology that is called Mari on our system. It is the recipient of the 2024 Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. It is what our members use on a daily basis to help them to make money. I want to make it clear that our AI does not predict the future. Our AI is not going to tell you what Tesla is going to close at on August 4th. Okay. What our AI does is our AI is able to, it is able to, through natural language, like for example, you can literally, this is a big one for members the last 2 weeks. You can just literally say to it, what stocks have a good chance of short squeezing this week? Just natural language. You don't need to know any complex prompts. And our AI will go through sequential thinking and reasoning and hand search and deep research and everything else, all these different advanced functions that we have with the AI Pro. And they will go through and it will then think to itself, okay, well, based on proven strategies over historical data points of what are the characteristics that make for a good short squeeze. When you look at a stock that's experienced a short squeeze, what are all the data points and characteristics of that are reoccurring in several different examples of short squeezes? And then what it will do is it will then take those endless amounts of data points and it will combine them all and it will search for all of them to see which list of stocks are going to give you a high chance and a high possibility of short squeezing. Okay. It's not predicting that, hey, this stock is going to move higher 3 days from now. Okay. That's not what it's doing. All right. And if you're looking for an AI that's going to do that, you're going to get sucked into, some really shady marketing scheme that you're going to see an ad on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram that says this AI can predict the future. You're going to fall for it. You're going to subscribe. You're going to pay for it. You're going to be miserable. You're going to hate it. It's going to leave a real bad taste in your mouth on a piece of technology that can drastically improve your results. Okay. So be careful. Even if you don't join True Trading Group. Okay. I'm being serious. Even if you don't join TTG, I wish you guys all the best. Okay. So True Trading Group is not for everyone. All right. But even if you're not going to join True Trading Group, make sure that you have some type of experience, or you have some type of real track record, or some type of real user, review, that you're able to talk to other users and see what it is that they're using and what it is, how they're using it, and how they're actually being successful, or if they're not being successful with it, before you go and start paying for AI trading, whatever. Okay. Because there's a lot of scams that are out there. I'm putting that out there just from me to you, just even if you don't join TTG. Okay. So just please keep that in mind. Oh, I'm trying to rejoin. Caldwell, if you want to rejoin, Caldwell, send us a text message right now. We'll get you hooked up, man. Life with David. Hello from Medellin. I love it. Caldwell Mooney, though. Caldwell, if you want to join, if you used to be a member, send us a text message. We'll hook you up, man. We'll give you a great deal. If you used to be a member, do you want to come back? Send a text right now. So Caldwell Mooney, I'm speaking to you specifically. And then also anybody else that used to be a member, if you guys want to come back and join, we'll give you guys a great deal since you used to be a member. Just send a text message. We'll get you hooked up. 1-888-621-2127. Again, that's 1-888-621-2127. Oh, perfect. Caldwell said I'm already texting. Fantastic. So guys, write down there, text that number, 1-888-621-2127. And we will get you guys hooked up. That's anyone that used to be a member. If you guys maybe used to be, or if you used to be a trial member, whatever it is. Chris Johnson says, who cares about a meme stock short squeeze? I want AI that can actually tell me solid support and resistance levels so that I can swing trade. Members of True Trading Group, Chris Johnson wants an AI that can accurately tell them solid support and resistance levels so that they can swing trade. Can Mari accurately give Chris solid support and resistance levels so that he can swing trade? Members of True Trading Group, I will allow you to respond. Chris, just check out I would check out some of the responses from the members. I was just using that as an example, dude. I was using that as an example. One of the other strategies that we actually used our AI for last week was to find stocks that are experiencing liquidity grabs. So we actually like to do, Chris, one of my trading styles a trading setup that I really like, that it sounds like you might like also, because you said you're a swing trader. What I love, Chris, and we actually use Mari to find this. I love identifying major support levels, okay, or major resistance levels, but morely major support levels. And I like to look for liquidity grabs or pierces through a support level intraday, and then on a daily chart, close above it with like a hammer tail, or maybe there's like a bullish engulfing setup on a major support level. And the key there is major, because Chris, it sounds like you might be a more experienced trader. So as you know, brother, there's major levels and there's minor levels. So what we try to do in TTG is we try to build our trading plans around the major level. So you use the major level for your entry and your stop loss. Your minor levels are more going to be profit targets, right? So we'll identify major support. That'll be our entry and our stop underneath. And then you look for minor resistance, and those are profit targets on the way up for the long, right? Just try to make it real nice and simple. Simple trading is better trading, okay? We will use Mari to identify stocks that are piercing major support levels, but then closing back above them. So like breach the level and then reclaim it. That's a beautiful setup if you're a swing trader for the long, right? And that's not a complex prompt. We just literally asked Mari, hey, Mari, give me a list of stocks that are experiencing liquidity grab at a major support level. And then boom, Mari will go through and give you a list of stocks. You can go ahead, pull them up, take a look, and see which one of them that you like that you want to maybe take for a long, for a swing. So that's just another, that's one of thousands of ways that our members are using the AI platform. So Chris, I hope you were reading some of those comments, brother. I literally asked that question just for you. So hopefully you were able to read some of the comments of members. JP says, absolutely, Mari can do that and so much more. Fibonacci goes, Chris, that's child's play for Mari. Let's see, and a lot more. Joe, what's up, Joe? Vincent says, just ask Mari. She's great. Mr. Know the Truth says, I tried another AI model to see what it would do, and it couldn't compare. I couldn't compare, especially since it didn't even give updated info. Bulls on Parade says, Chris, I do that every single week with Mari. So, Chris, hopefully that answers your question. All right. If that's something that you are looking for. Okay, here's Chris says, okay, that's awesome. I was a member a while back. I may rejoin to check out your AI. Chris, honestly, bro, if you used to be a member, just send us a text message. We're giving previous members really great deals if you want to come back. Because listen, if you were a member in 2020 or 2021, we didn't have the AI back then. So the platform that we have now and the tools that we have now is night and day, probably since you were a member. So we're actually giving previous members really great deals if they want to come back so they can check out the platform. So Chris, just send a text message, brother, to that phone number right down there. We'll get you hooked up. 1-888-621-2127. And anyone else that has any questions, any concerns, anything you need clarity on, you can also text that number. Feel free. Anything you guys want to know. Okay. But here's what I wanted to say before, and then we're going to get into these trade ideas. I'm sorry I keep getting caught on different conversations. I really want to give you guys my list of ideas for this week. But here's what I'll say. I said before, I'm going to challenge anyone here that's not a member of True Trading Group, because I know some of you probably feel like this guy's maybe, full of crap. Here's what I'm willing to do. The annual membership to True Trading Group, okay, will be $899. What I'm going to do here tonight for the next 15 people is I'm going to allow the next 15 people to join for just $599, and I'm going to give you a double your money back guarantee. So listen to me very carefully. I stand behind everything that I say on this stream, and I am so confident in what we have created that I'm willing to offer anyone that joins for $599. I'm willing to offer you a double your money back guarantee. The way that it works is follows. You join True Trading Group, you pay $599 for the year. That includes the AI Core, Mari, the Trading Copilot. It includes our 22-course curriculum, which is a simplified version of what I learned working at the Fund in New York. You got Benzinga Pro's newsfeed, Trading Views premium charting software, the Trade Idea Scanner, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, congressional trading data, and 1,000 hours inside of our video library covering a variety of different topics that our moderators have hosted live workshops and trainings on. All of that's included for $599 for the year. If you go through our courses and you actually use our platform, you use the AI, and you are unable to make the $599 back. So during your membership, you can't make $599 back at least one time. If you can't, we'll give you back $1,198. I'm going to offer that for the next 15 people that join. All you have to do is go to ttgoffer.com. Everything I'm saying to you is on that page. The double your money back guarantee is in black and white on the website. It's right there for you guys to read. And if you have any doubts, just show this live stream to your credit card company. You'll easily win any type of a dispute, okay? I put it all out there. It's right here on the stream for you guys. Go to ttgoffer.com. Come use the platform. See what the other 10,000 members of True Trading Group from 114 different countries already know. Come find out why we have a data partnership agreement with the NASDAQ. Find out why we have a partnership with Benzinga and TradingView and Unusual Whales and Data Bento and OpenAI. Come find out why. Come find out why we received the Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. Come find out why. $599. The price is normally $899. And after 15 people join, we're going to raise it back to $899. I'm doing it for the next 15 people on this live stream. $599. That's it for the year. You can't make $599 back at least once. $1,198 coming back your way. That's the deal. That's the challenge. So now what's the excuse? I am challenging every person here that is not a member to come prove me wrong. Come say Mari sucks. Come say your platform sucks. Come say your trade alerts suck. come say the tools and resources that you have did not help me make money. Best decision you'll ever make in your trading life, says Fib Minachi. Jim Knox just asked Mara to help me build a trifecta prompt, and it guided me through it step by step. Bert says Mari is extremely fine-tuned for trading. It works. Kev Dog says, this is such a better deal than I paid when I joined several years ago, and I was happy with it back then. Mike and Adam constantly, Adam's my business partner and a co-founder of the True Trading Group. Mike and Adam constantly upgrade the experience. You will not be disappointed. Ely Party DJ says, you can make it back easily with the info that you get from TTG. Come experience it. Come use it for yourselves. TTGoffer.com. Everything on that page is included for $5.99. If you have any questions, do not hesitate. Send us a text message to 1-888-621-2127. Can I just give it my money to do what it wants to make money? Because that would be the key. Okay, so Life with David. Here's what I will tell you. Okay, here's what I will tell you. We just literally announced this past week. That only through our AI Pro model, okay, our top tier AI model has the ability now to go through and build out a strategy with you. Now you have an option. If you're an experienced trader and you really want to be hands-on, you can build out your own strategy with your own parameters. If you're new and you're not quite sure how to build out a strategy, you can just tell the AI in natural language what the strategy is that you're looking to build out. It will create a strategy. It will then use our backtesting engine to backtest it against historical data and then give you what the results are of the strategy. You can then make tweaks and changes. If you don't know what tweaks and changes to make, you can ask our AI to make that strategy more efficient, to improve win rate, or to improve the profitability factor, or to improve whatever, or to lower risk. You can tell the AI will fix it and make the changes in the strategy for you. It will then rerun the back testing against historical data, tell you what the results would have been. When you are happy with that, you would be able to then take that strategy and then deploy it to actually trade that strategy in your brokerage account. Right now, we've got it connected with Alpaca, Robinhood, Coinbase, and NinjaTrader. Okay, and now we are going through the integrations with all the other different platforms over the next couple of weeks. We will continue to be integrating it into the other brokerage firms. So that is something that we actually just announced to our members literally just this past week. So that is something that as a member of True Trading Group with the AI Pro, the AI Pro tier, you would be able to have a strategy just run inside of your account through the AI. Okay, so that if something that's what you were looking for, David, you do have that capability with the AI Pro tier. Okay. Was that, is that a, am I seeing, is that an updated message, Brett? Is that Scott? Scott? All right, guys, Scott just joined. Everybody welcome Scott. Scott, prove me wrong, brother. I'm happy to see you join. Scott, welcome to the TTG fam, guys. Everybody welcome Scott. We have 14 spots left. Okay. And again, here's the deal. 14, Chris, you used to be a member, brother. Send a text message. They will hook you up. Okay, so Chris said, what's the price of the AI Pro? Chris, send a text to that phone number. You're a prior member, so we're going to give you a much better deal. Okay, so send a text message, 1-888-621-2127. Thomas says Pro is the best. Okay, so there you guys go. All right, so Scott, welcome to the family. 14 of these spots now remain. All right. And again, anyone else, the next 14 people, I'm going to let you guys join an annual membership for $599. Okay. After that, it's $899 after 14 people join. And also the people that join, if you pay $599, you're actually locking yourself in for $599. So next year, it'll just be another $599. It won't be $899. You're actually grandfathering yourself in at that price. And I'm giving you the double your money back guarantee. So what do you guys have to lose? The refund rate at your trading group, just, full disclosure, the refund rate at TTG is just under 2.5%. Caldwell, welcome back to the family. Guys, everybody welcome Caldwell Mooney back to the TTG family. Yes, Caldwell, welcome back to the TTG fam. Everybody welcome back Caldwell. That's fantastic. Caldwell, welcome back. All right. So again, if you guys can't make the $5.99 back at least once, we're going to give you $1,198. Okay. There you go. There you have it. All right. Let's get Chris signed up too, guys. So Brett, Luciano, if you guys are here, I know Chris used to be a member. Let's get him going. Chris, let's get you back part of the team, brother. All right. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's start talking about what we're looking at here. Some of our trade ideas coming into the week. Let's do a quick check-in on futures as we are now back up almost 0.4% as the markets are moving back to the upside a little bit here, back up to 64.48, up 0.36% on ES. Let's talk about some of our top trade ideas for the week. With regards to the SPY, I have my SPY chart up here. My futures are on my other screen, but this is the SPY. So we'll talk about the SPY here. Right now, we're gapping up here to all-time highs, and I just think at this point, don't try to fight this upward trend. I just think that you just have to maintain the uptrend because there's no signs really of a top here just yet. You had a potential sign of a top here, but primary support level, like I said to you guys at the beginning of the stream, your first support level on these pullbacks is holding and giving you the extension. And your support level was 626, 626.50 without me getting into too much detail on why that is the support level. But here, I'll just draw it. Make it easy. So here it is. Okay, so here you can see it used to be resistance, right? Then you broke above it, put in the top tail, and then your first primary support level actually holds support. You also have the 9 EMA, which is that light blue line you see on my screen. So this candlestick formation right here, guys, a little bit of a topping. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Is a little bit of a topping tail, call it a shooting star, or whatever you want to call it, right here. So that was a potential of a topping signal, but you would have needed this support level to have broken and the support level held. And you can see them push you up to continue to make new highs. So you really haven't had any type of an indication or any type of a signal that the markets are ready to top out. I do think that we are getting overbought. I do think the markets are getting extended. And I do think that a profit-taking pullback on some of these Mag 7s could be the recipe for a little bit of a pullback. And when I say pullback, I'm not looking for a crash. I'm just looking for a little bit of profit-taking. I even think you might have a possibility of putting in like a little doji candle maybe tomorrow, like maybe something that looks like this, as we just kind of maintain, new all-time high, but maybe a little bit of a doji candle, something that looks like this. And then maybe come Tuesday, maybe a smaller candle that looks like that, slightly red, little anxiety going into earnings. And then you wait to see what happens with the earnings on Meta and Microsoft. And then you'll have Amazon and Apple to follow. All right, so that's kind of the price action that I'm anticipating coming into this week. I personally don't envision myself making any trades on the index this week. Now, we do have the futures trading room where obviously they specifically trade futures. And that is where they specifically trade futures. They trade futures all day, every day inside the futures room here inside of TTG. But my trade ideas, let's talk about some of the earnings plays here first. Okay. We also have the Fed meeting that's on Wednesday. So we have a lot going on this week. Okay. So you have those earnings, you have the Fed meeting on Wednesday. There's going to be no rate cut on Wednesday, but we'll see what the Fed has to say about the potential for rate cuts coming in September. And we'll see what the Fed has to say about how they feel about inflation, how they feel about the tariffs, and everything else. So we'll see about that catalyst as well. But I think that we might be gearing up for maybe a little bit of a pullback in the second half of the week. Let's talk about the stocks I'm focused on here from an earnings standpoint. Apple. I am so fixated on this Apple chart because it's such a great setup. I just think the stock needs an AI catalyst. So here's what I want to do here with Apple. And I hope Apple doesn't, I don't make trades in anticipation of news. Okay. I don't say, oh, well, if the company comes out with news, the stock might go up. And that's just that's not a good way to trade. It's not a successful strategy. You're not going to do well with that. But you have this very obvious level of resistance at 215, 216 on Apple that you all can see here on my screen, right? Everyone can see this. Okay. We have tried to break through this level now multiple times in the last couple of weeks. right? You guys can just see all these tops. Look every day last week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every day we tried to break through that resistance level and we just couldn't. So we got to welcome Michelle. Guys, Michelle just joined. Everybody welcome Michelle. 13 spots now remain. Everybody welcome Michelle. 13 spots now left, guys. So the next 13 people to join, you pay $5.99 for the whole year. You get access to everything you see on ttgoffer.com, and then you will get the double your money back guarantee. The double your money back guarantee is right on the website. It's right there in black and white. Go read it. If you can't make $5.99 back at least once, we give you back $1,198. I just ask you go through the courses, pass the quizzes, attend one of our study group sessions, actually use the AI platform. And if you guys still can't make $5.99 at least once, we'll give you back $1,198. So Michelle, welcome to the TTG fam. 13 of those spots left. Any questions? You need help with anything? Do not hesitate. Text us 1-888-621-2127. All right. So let's get back to Apple. If Apple was to give you any type of AI related news, I think the stock goes right to the low 220s. All right. I think it goes right to the low 220s if you get any type of positive AI related news. Why do I say the low to mid 220s? And I will show you here on my screen. You've got this yellow line. That's the 200-day moving average. That sits at 222. And then this top end line is price structure resistance from the month of May at 225. So 222 to 225 would be my target if you had any type of positive AI related news and Apple were to break above this resistance level. If we break above this resistance level, I think Apple just goes. So what I'm hoping is that the stock doesn't just sit here and then they have their earnings, they make some AI announcement during earnings and the stock just gaps up to 222. That would suck. Okay, I would not be happy with that. We got to welcome Matthew. Guys, Matthew, welcome to the TTG fam. Everybody welcome Matthew. 12 spots now remain. Matthew, welcome to the TTG fam. All right, everybody welcome Matthew. Again, any questions, just text us, guys. 1-888-621-2127. Matthew, welcome to the fam. All right, so that's Apple, right? This is a very simple trade idea. If we get above 216 with some type of news, I will be long. My target will be the low to mid 220s on Apple. If they come out with earnings and they're terrible and the stock gaps down to 205, then I'm not going to trade it, right? I'm only trading it if they give you a piece of news that's AI related and we gap above 215, 216, I'm taking that trade long, right? That's Apple. Then let's talk about Meta. Let me tell you about what I'm skeptical here on Meta. I actually think Meta is going to end up being a pretty nice short. And let me show you exactly why that is. There's a couple of technical reasons why I think Meta is a decent short. And then the earnings, listen, earnings are a coin flip. I can tell you the chart looks like a short. Their earnings could be ridiculous. The stock can gap up. It totally negates the technical side of the trade. But I'm cautious even on the earnings side with Meta. And here's the reason why. Alphabet drastically increased their CapEx and their spending on AI. They were expected to spend $75 billion on CapEx. They raised it to $85 billion. Mark Zuckerberg is infamous for just outspending everyone. And if we learned anything from 2022 with the metaverse and how aggressively he was spending on that, obviously AI is now, Meta's one of the big hyperscalers when it comes to AI, and they're spending billions and billions of dollars on AI. You might have a similar situation where Meta actually raises their CapEx when it comes to their AI investment, their AI spend, and that could be a little problematic, or investors may not necessarily like that. And that could give you a little bit of downward pressure on the stock. The other thing that when we look at from a technical standpoint, you have in place right now potential double top at the all-time high. And on the back of the double top at the all-time high, we also have, and we can thank Mari for this, the AI for identifying a potential head and shoulders pattern that is forming. Okay, so here what you have right now on Meta is a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and then here you have this little upward sloping neckline. and the 50-day moving average also lines up right here at that upward sloping neckline. So what you want to watch here and be careful here for Meta is if Meta drops back down into this bottom around $700 level, then that's going to complete the head and shoulders pattern. Okay. And if you then break this upward sloping neckline, your target is going to be 660, like 665. So what you want to watch for here on Meta is I'm actually going to keep eyes here on Meta for a possible short on the formation of this possible head and shoulders. And then again, if you break that neckline, right? If you break that neckline, okay, then you bounce back up for good measure to retest it and then fail. You should drop back down into these 660s. And this is a trade that I'm going to target very, very specifically this week and into next week. It's a similar type of setup from our CoreWeave short. If you guys have been following the YouTube channel for a while, one of my biggest trades actually the last couple of months was CoreWeave. We took a short on CoreWeave inside a True Trading Group on the back of this head and shoulders pattern. There's your left shoulder, there's your head, there's your right shoulder, there's your neckline. And you'll see once you broke the neckline, you bounce back up and the stock just has rolled over ever since. And you've had a very, very, very clean downtrend line, very clear new downtrend ever since the break of that head and shoulders pattern. So you have a very clear downtrend. That's exactly what head and shoulder patterns are. Head and shoulders are trend reversal patterns. Head and shoulders will form at the top of an uptrend. Then it's a sign of the market's running out of steam and momentum shifting, and then it creates a new downtrend once the head and shoulders pattern is broken and triggers. That's what happened with CoreWeave. I think you may have a similar type of scenario in the works with Meta. Okay, you might have a similar situation in the works here with Meta. It's not as clean of a head and shoulders pattern as CoreWeave, and the reason why it's not as clean is the volume on the creation of the head is actually heavier than the volume on the creation of the left shoulder, which on an A+ setup, you want the volume on the head to be lighter than the volume on the left shoulder, which is exactly what happened with CoreWeave. So see CoreWeave, look at the volume down here, okay, was heavier on the formation of the left shoulder. And then when you put the head in, the volume was lighter. That's really what you want to see for an A quality head and shoulders. Meta does not necessarily have the lower volume on the creation of the head, but that earnings catalyst is the wild card, right? If that earnings catalyst is a negative one, and if you gap underneath that neckline and really the 50-day moving average, that dark blue line you see on my screen, if you get underneath that, watch for a bounce back into it. For example, let's say Meta reports earnings and gaps down to 685. That day, I will short a bounce into 690. So I'll go short 690, 692 that day. Stop loss 700, target 660. Okay, so that's going to be one of my trade ideas if this head and shoulders pattern works itself through and breaks down. Now, if they report earnings and the stock does this, then no, I'm obviously not going to short the stock. Okay, I'm just waiting to see if you get a negative catalyst and then that forms the break of that head and shoulders there on Meta. Then let's roll on over to Microsoft. Microsoft is, we got to welcome Eric. Eric just joined, 11 spots left. Okay, everybody welcome Eric, 11 spots left. Eric just joined. Everybody welcome Eric. Again, guys, go to ttgoffer.com. That is ttgoffer.com. ttgoffer.com. Any questions, just send a text message to 1-888-621-2127. All right? All right, now let's get to Microsoft. Now, here's the thing with Microsoft. I am starting to think that no matter what their earnings are, I feel like Microsoft is going to go down. And the reason for that is this stock has gone straight up since their last earnings report. Straight up. Straight up. And I just feel like this might be a similar scenario to Netflix. So when you look at Netflix, you see how Netflix was going straight up and then they report good earnings and the stock drops. So here was their earnings report. The stock dropped even though the earnings were really, really good. And I just think it's because the stock was up so much. The stock rallied into those earnings. It became a very crowded long. And I just feel like the stock went down even though earnings were great. I'm a little cautious that you might see something like that in Microsoft, where even though their earnings might be good, they might not be good enough. And even though the earnings are good and they beat or they raise, the stock still might go down just because of profit taking. You have a support level at 500. I could easily see Microsoft, being at 515, and then they report earnings and it drops to 500, even though the earnings are good. I could absolutely see that. So I'm a little cautious with Microsoft just because the stock has rallied so much going into earnings. I'm cautious of a little bit of a pullback from that point. So we got Apple, we got Meta, we got Microsoft, and last but not least, we have Amazon. And Amazon is the one that I feel like is more of the coin flip. I'm really not that sure about Amazon. I don't necessarily have high conviction either way. You have a pretty strong all-time high double top at 242, 243. We'll see if that is resistance post earnings. You got a pretty good support level in the mid to low 220s, 223-ish is a nice support level. Other than that, I don't really see a high conviction play here with Amazon. I'm really going to just wait, let the company come out, report earnings, and then see what the stock's reaction to that is, and I'll build out my trading plan at that time. Another stock I want you to pay attention to, this is a small cap name that it's a short squeeze potential type of play. This is not something that I have a position in. This is not something that I'm telling you to go take a position in. I'm telling you this is a stock that you should watch, because if the stock gets above $20, I think it could short squeeze. So what I'm looking for here on the CYCC, it was a heavily shorted stock. We gapped above the 50-day moving average. The trade line is crossing over the 50-day. If we get a support level, we got to welcome Keithan. Everybody welcome Keithan. Keithan just rejoined. So Keithan was a member, just came back. Everybody welcome Keithan. That means we are down to 10 spots left, I believe. I think we got 10 spots left, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 10 spots left, guys. Everybody welcome Keithan. Keithan, welcome to the TT fam. We got 10 spots up. Guys, remember, I'm giving you double your money back. If you can't make $5.99 back at least once, we're going to give you back $1,198. Prove me wrong. All right? So when it comes to CYCC, we're just going to look for, does this level in here, does this become support? And if it does, if you get a candle that looks something like this, let's say you get something that looks like that, and then like that, watch out. Right? Watch out. I have a price alert set. So in case the stock gets if it gets to 18, I'll be notified. It's not a stock that I'm looking at, because it still needs time. I'm not convinced it's going to squeeze yet, but if it gets through 20, I think it squeezes. So just keep an eye on it. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of squeezes, I don't think this MP is necessarily done. This MP had about 20% of the float short. You had back-to-back press releases that were really good fundamental news pieces for the company. You got this resistance level up here in the mid-60s that has been pretty solid for the last couple of weeks. And I just think that if it were to get above this, I think it could squeeze a little. For me, the play is very straightforward. Okay. The play for me is, if this stock gaps up tomorrow, I'm going to probably be aggressively long in the 63s with a stop at 62. Okay. So my stop will be 62. I'll be aggressively long in the 63s, and we'll look for a break of 65, and we'll look for the stock to push to like 66, 68. Okay. That is a new all-time high. So this is your previous all-time high, was put in place back here during 2022 at 60. And you can see we're now just kind of forming what really just kind of looks like kind of a wedge or a bit of a ascending triangle right at that resistance level with 20% of the float short. And I just want to see if we can break through that. I think the stock might give you a little bit of a squeeze move. So we're going to watch MP. If I'm a buyer, I'm probably a buyer somewhere around 63.5 or so, with a stop around 62. And then we have, last but not least, guys, we're going to watch Boeing. We're going to watch Boeing to see if Boeing can break into this gap. I became very bullish on Boeing this year. It's something we talked about inside a True Trading Group. You have this resistance back here, gap entry from the big gap down in January of 2024. That's resistance right around 235. We've tried to break through this level here for the last 2 weeks where we're unable to do so. You guys can see we're unable to break through that level for the last couple of weeks, but I feel like maybe we're ready. I feel like maybe we're ready to kind of take that out. And I think that if you do, if Boeing gets through 235, I think the stock can push into this gap, and not this week, but maybe the next few weeks, maybe the stock pushes into the 240s. So we're going to watch Boeing. Okay. And that's it, folks. That wraps up my top trade ideas there for the week. We went over some of the Mag 7s that are reporting, MP, Boeing, that CYCC is going to still be on watch, right? Let me do a quick check-in on futures before we go. And futures are still up 0.4. So we're still just holding this gap up. And we are just sitting up here at all-time highs on the back of a trade deal announced with the European Union as the market rally continues. New all-time highs slated on deck for tomorrow morning. We'll see if that holds true. But those are my top trade ideas for the week, guys. I'll see what else comes out. We got the Fed meeting on Wednesday. We've got all the earnings coming out here. I will be adding other names to my watch list as earnings come through. And obviously, we'll see what the Fed has to say about everything. But my thoughts initially are maybe the markets are strong in the first half of the week. Maybe we get a little pullback in the second half of the week following no rate cuts from the Fed, maybe a little bit of a hawkish tone or uncertainty from the Fed, where the Fed might seem like maybe we don't cut in September. The markets might not like that. I don't think that Jerome Powell is going to forecast a cut in September. The markets might not like that. And then if you get some disappointing reactions to earnings from some of the Mag 7s, a little bit of profit taking, that can give the markets a little bit of a pullback. So I think that's what I'm going to be targeting. Okay. We're going to look for maybe, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to probably be okay, trading maybe a little higher, continuing uptrend. And then maybe the second half of the week between the Fed meeting and earnings, maybe a little bit of a profit taking pullback. Okay. Oh, my boy, LJ. What's up, LJ? Yeah, guys. So LJ is a member of True Trading Group. LJ says, are you on the fence? Don't be, as it's time to invest in yourself. As a former NASDAQ market maker for over 7 years, I can honestly say TTG can help you improve your future if you're willing to put in some time. So yeah, LJ actually, guys, was a market maker for the NASDAQ for 7 years. He's now a member of True Trading Group. Obviously, professional, well-experienced trader. LJ, hope you are doing well, my brother. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the kind words as well. For the rest of you that are not members, go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included for $5.99. All right. If you can't make the $5.99 back at least once, we'll give you back double, $1,198. I can offer that because our refund rate is less than 2.5%, and our retention rate is right around 75%, 74% for our retention rate. If you guys have any questions, you have any concerns, you need clarity on anything, send us a text message right now to 1-888-621-2127. We are fully transparent. We are an open book. We'll answer any questions you guys have. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. We got some trade ideas now on deck. Another week. Looking forward to using Mari and the AI, and we'll look to make some more money this week. All right. Have a great rest of your night. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel, folks, if you haven't done so already, and smash that like button. Show some love. I'll see you guys all tomorrow, folks. Take care.